Welcome to RNG, where we deliver news about the live 2D community around the World Wide Web, showing amazing rigging works from new techniques to immaculate execution of the classic. Starting off with Ervihei, giving us work in progress of a full 360-degree turning model of not just the head, but also the body. Some sneak peek we got about how they've managed to turn live 2D into live 3D. We learned that it's all done through masking, lots of layering, adjusting drawing orders, and a whole lot of skills. Just look at the amount of keyframes on the parameters! Ervihei is also planning on opening commissions in late spring, promising an incredible amount of range and expressiveness for their VTuber children. Their ex-children gave us feedback that Ervihei is incredibly fun to work with, very responsive with updates, as well as receptive to feedback. Next on the list, we have Jackmiho, who perfectly recreated a rhythm game within an eyeball, featuring multicolored beaks, a full RGB ring hit zone, and accuracy text effect. All done using mask, impressive parameter setup, and superb animation skill. And not to mention, they also did the art on this item self. You can achieve many more different kinds of eye animation just by masking the entire animation into the eyeball. As Jackmiho has shown with another work in progress of theirs, showing shooting stars flying across the eye. VTuber's eye rigging continued to get even more and more detailed with each passing day. This truly shows how much effort Live 2D riggers such as Jackmiho put into their models. Rigging and animating fire in Live 2D is a rite of passage that almost all riggers have gone through, or will go through. Hamstercrumb have also joined the club before, and even created a tutorial on how they created their realistic fire rig. Using a basic art mesh of a fire flicker, Hamstercrumb warped the opacity and shape of the art mesh, moving it upward, then putting it as a child to a warp deformer that map out the path. You can then easily create variations in the movement of the fire just by manipulating the parent deformer. In a short interview with Hamstercrumb, they said that they took reference from a similar method used to rig and animate falling tears in Live 2D, along with taking notes of a real-life slow-motion fire to study the shape and path. The method has the potential to be used for other effects such as magic, water flowing, smoke rising, and even more. If you enjoyed this work in progress, you would be delighted to look at Hamstercrumb's portfolio, especially their experimentation with making accessories looks absolutely 3D. We learn more with Cozy's report on the showcase.
This skirt has an amazing amount of flow and depth to it. If you've ever been confused on how exactly to make a skirt look more 3D, maybe Hal's rigging breakdown is just what you need. This rig is broken down into one larger layer for the texture, the base for shape, and a back piece, along with the shading for the legs, of course. Hal showcases exactly what each of the physics parameters look like, so you can get a much more detailed idea of how the movement works, straight down to how the skirt lifts up slightly as it sways. Honestly, this reminds me a lot of actual 3D textures. It's a great way to give something a lot of depth without adding a new layer for every single fold of a skirt. Hal is both the artist and the rigger for their work, and they do both model art and rigging commissions, so make sure you stick around for when they open up next. I'm sure a lot of us have seen some models that don't feel that expressive, even if they're created by a much more advanced rigging professional. This showcase of Yannabelle's model by Radd might help to explain why. When you talk, move around, bob your head, lift your eyebrows, do a little pout. You'll be surprised at how much more you get out of a model that way. Face acting can be a huge benefit to being a VTuber. Making more exaggerated movements or acting a little more like a cartoon might help your model feel a lot more alive. Radley's work showcases this beautifully. If you like their super expressive work, make sure you watch out for when they open up commissions next. Have you seen VTubers cry before? Well, what if you could create something like that yourself? Cainamics has made a fantastic tutorial to teach you how to make a VTuber cry. In Live 2D, anyway. This breakdown uses deformer hierarchy to its advantage, warping a deformer to fit along the face. For the line following the tear, they actually use a mask that's inside of the same deformer. And when it fades away, they're using another mask to cover it up. This guide is definitely a little more advanced than some, but the result is just stunning. I might even have to try this one myself. If you're interested in a rig from Cain yourself, make sure you keep an eye out for when their commissions open around May or June this year.
Let's take a look at Whimziecat's newest model, her bounciest model yet. Focusing on mimicking a 90s anime style, in both art style and rigging, just look at that Sailor Moon-esque transition animation, using a full body mask to change costumes in style. Whimsy has clearly put a lot of attention into creating stylistic toggles, making this model both super expressive and nostalgic. Specializing in furry model art and rigging, if you're in the market for a VTuber model on the fluffier side, keep an eye out for Whimsy's commission openings. Next up, let's take a look at Sapphire's newest critter. This work-in-progress bunny takes on the additional challenge of being more on the realistic side. Sapphire has done an amazing job so far in realizing those face angles, paying attention especially to that snout and the use of masking for the mouth. That's not all though, just look at how expressive this bunny is. Making use of their brow parameters, Sapphire has created expressive ears through the use of physics. This bunny will be available soon on Sapphire's Etsy store. But in the meantime, do check out the variety of animal models already available on their store. Live 2D riggers always appreciate good cutting on the artwork side. Here we have AruruSeria demonstrating the power of detailed cutting. AruruSeria makes good use of simple mesh to create a 3D effect on these mechanical parts, giving kudos to the artist, Whimziecat, for their smart cutting of the artwork. Taking a look at their other work in progress here, AruruSeria has also shown us how they're making good use of these mechanical parts by linking specific movements to the eyebrows. This really goes to show just how important it is for Live 2D artists and riggers to work together to create amazing things. We're not done with AruruSeria's work quite yet though, as we take a look at Salty's report.
This one highlights AruruSeria's exceptional work in idle animation, mainly showcased through the intricate movements of the clothing. Each flower is meticulously animated to bloom, accompanied by a butterfly flapping its wings, navigating from one flower to another. The behind-the-scenes post revealed some insight into the rigging process of the flowers. Turns out, having each flower petal separated significantly enhances the fluidity and realism of the animation. Introducing Radd SOJ. You might remember their epic rifle shooting equipment asset before. Now, take a look at this handgun that they've made. Transformed into a stunning 3D model with serious glue action and culling. It's a testament to the vast creative potential within Live 2D. We're definitely in awe of the skill involved and can only imagine the dedication required for such precise gluing work. Up next, we have a glimpse of YabiVT showcasing some of the rigging she's done. Utilizing that masking magic, chibi action, lots of cool fun toggles and more. Her children's admiration for her work speaks volumes to the love and dedication that goes into every rig. If you're an aspiring VTuber planning to start your journey, then Yabi is your go-to. So don't miss this opportunity to work with her while she's open for rigging commissions. She is truly amazing to work with. Finally, closing it to SamTsukuyomi's work in progress, featuring a gravity-defying flying toggle, perfect synced mouth like mine, and incredible body lean. Leans have been getting a lot of attention as it gives the feeling of the model approaching close to the camera. The rigging is complex and a true test of skill and patience, but the payoff, absolutely phenomenal. If you've been eyeing on their work, great news. Sam is currently open for commissions, so don't miss out on the opportunity to experience their expertise. And that's it for the first episode of RNG. We hope you guys like it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to catch some more exciting rigging showcases on the next episode. Bye bye!